Welcome back to the Chew&Chat. Today I've made a barbecue feast. Some chicken leg quarters, brisket, I got some onion, beets, corn, potato salad, and macaroni and cheese, if you can see that. And I got strawberry soda. It looks delicious. My boys don't like it. That means extra for me. They made cereal for supper. I made a comment in Joel Hansen's video. Got kicked out of Chinese restaurant buffet. I told him I was smoking some brisket and leg quarters, and he responded back, "Yum." I got enough for you, Joe. It's so good. I love beets. These are the plain ones, and they have pickled ones too. I like both. This is Walmart's Amish potato salad. It's the only potato salad I found that's close enough to my grandma's. You know, potato salad's easy to make, but I can't make it like my granny. It'd be so hot in the kitchen. Back then, we didn't have air conditioning. You just had your windows open. I think it was their sweat dripping into the food. Made it delicious. Let's get in this chicken. Still hot. I don't know if y'all can see that. Someone made a comment. They want me to eat like Joe. I think they went the amount. That's not going to happen. That's... I don't know how he does it. I wish he'd show us his food baby after every challenge. He must have a special rate with the plumber. Some kind of heavy duty toilet. It's so good. Our brisket. Macaroni and cheese. Yeah, while this was cooking, I was watching the video of him at the buffet, Chinese buffet, getting kicked out. Don't ask me why they kicked him out. He would have just like little pieces of this and that and whatever, but he didn't eat like Chinese food like we eat with all the noodles and all the foods, you know, Chinese food. He ate a couple pieces, little bites of octopus and a little bit of fruit. And he had just a little bit of salad, different things, you know, broccoli, crab salad, and it was just a little bit of this and that. It wasn't much at all. Then he had just a little bit of meat, some ribs, and mostly bones. And when we go to the buffet, you know, we piled it. We eat a little bit of this and that, whatever. We stick it over there, and you still got a whole bunch of food, and you go back and get 5, 6 more plates. We're wasting all that food. At least he's eating his food. A lot of people just eat one plate, and you know, they go, and they're making their money. And I have no idea why they threw them out. And especially, it must have been in Canada where he was at, because the Chinese people here at the buffets and restaurants, they're Chinese. This lady was telling him to leave. You can hear her on the side for him to leave. She can speak English. So, yeah. They had a Chinese buffet that was at the old, that's called Black IP. Yeah, Black IP. The health department was constantly shutting them down, and then they'd go under another name, and then after a while the health department shut them down, and they did it for several years, and I think finally the health department or the city finally figured out what they were doing and shut them down. But I don't know why they Black IP left, because they were always busy. It was always packed full of people. So me and my friend Susan went there one day for lunch. I think it was like the second time I ever been in there. We went down and sat in a booth, and the lady had, well, there was a newspaper sitting in the seat. And, well, we didn't know it was where the Chinese lady was sitting. All there was, it was just an empty table, and there was a newspaper in the seat. We thought some customer had left their newspaper. So, we're sitting there eating our food, and starts reading the newspaper. I start reading some of it. Sell paper and whatever. Chinese lady comes over there. Accusing us of stealing the paper. I don't know how we steal it when it's sitting right there. So finally, after a while, trying to explain to her or whatever, she told us to leave, whatever. You know, we never went back. It closed up probably, I don't know, a year later. Then they tore the building down and built a hotel there. That's so good. Yeah, still here this wheezing. We went to this for years, this Chinese restaurant in South College Station. I think it's probably about the first buffet that we had here in town. And it was small. It was very good. But after you get your gallbladder out, if you've had your gallbladder out, you know, at just a few minutes, if you eat some of the greasy, and the Chinese food's always greasy, you gotta run to the toilet. Excuse me. And so, our bathrooms were so whatever. Till one day I was sitting on the toilet. And right in front of me, down, they had this little bitty pinhole. Every time we go in there, damn thing got bigger and bigger and bigger. Until one day I was sitting on a toilet. And where that hole was the kitchen. And, yeah, there was people were peeping in there, looking at people on the toilet. Now, now thinking back, I guess we should have called the police. Back then, we didn't know no better. This is probably 2000. And so, we didn't know no better. And, after all that closed up, and then our China King in College Station opened up. It used to be, it was another kind of buffet that had American food. Old Country Buffet, I think it was. I never went there, but they had all the same seats and everything. They just like Old Country Buffet just like closed up, and then the Chinese people just came in there with their Chinese food and started serving everything, same dishes and everything, tables and everything. Never changed anything. We went there for years. It was very good. Because we liked it because Had everything I liked. Had everything my friend Susan liked. You know, my other friends would go with us. Had everything they liked. My boys, and then you had pizza and chicken nuggets and some, and had desserts, and so there's a place where we all could go. Me and my friend Susan, we just love our Chinese food. The only problem is, you know, once you get your gallbladder out, you got to be close to the toilet. And then my friend Susan, a few years later, she got her gallbladder out. And so she had to be close to the toilet too. And it finally got so bad in the bathroom because at the moment the toilet would be all stopped up and it was just dirty and filthy, and they had one, I guess maybe it was the handicap or whatever, and there's always water running out from under the toilet, and it was just always stinky in there, and I finally just, I just can't go anymore. So, the pandemic hit, and I think it was 2021, sometime we went by there because Arby's is across the street, and I was telling one of my sons, I think the China King is closed up, and we rode to the parking lot, and it's like, they had closed up. It's about the same time our Red Lobster closed up. Now I'm starting to eat seafood and stuff, and we don't have no Red Lobster. I think we have one fish place in town. I don't know. I heard they were going to close up. I don't know. People in Texas love their seafood and stuff. I don't know why we can't keep a restaurant. This is so I know, I was just fixing to say, I should go up water. I started having these symptoms of my stomach over here on the left side. My hair thing about fell off. I had it in the started hurting. I don't know what year. I just remember it was hurting. So they sent me to the doctor who does your gallbladder surgery stuff. I can't remember what kind of doctors they are or whatever they are. I used to keep all that stuff. And he's like, that's not your gallbladder. That's not your sensitive gallbladder. He goes, I'm going to send you over to the hospital, get you an ultrasound. He goes, but I'm positive. He goes, it's not your gallbladder. I think it's the next day or so. He calls me. He leaves a message. And he's leaving messages on my friends' phones. I finally figured this out about a year or so ago. I think I must have put their names down as emergency contacts. I had my friends calling me and saying, your doctor's looking for you. It's like, my doctor? Why would he be calling y'all? Where would he get his number from? I guess I had to leave him emergency contacts because there's no way he would know who my friends are. He calls and tells me up and down how sorry he was. He apologizes, not believing me that was my gallbladder. I said, I knew it was my gallbladder because I was about the same age as my grandmother when she had hers out. I was the same age as my mother when she had hers out. think it's like 34. He's like, oh no, you're just too young to be getting your gallbladder out. I was like, no, my mother had it out. It's the same age. It has to be my gallbladder. And it was. So they went and took it out. And it was day surgery. I drove myself home. Best surgery ever. Didn't have no pain, nothing. I told them, keep my gallbladder stones. And they put them in a little pill bottle. I had to go up to the hospital to pathology and pick them up, and they were just coated in like salt. They were just, yeah. So my friend Susan went with me that day to pick them up. Then afterwards, we went to Golden Corral. Now Golden Corral, we'd stay there for lunch until supper and eat. Joel should come with us one time. We sit, we eat, we sit and eat, visit and eat. We have a good time. The waitresses, they come and go from their job, and you got know them coming, and they don't know what time you came in there. They may do have now, I don't know. We haven't been in years. I'm gonna move my plate. Leave my good beets. I love them. That one was trying to escape. I'm gonna eat him up. He can now try to escape to my belly. I'm even full. I'm gonna try some of my hot honey on this. Whew. This is a big meal. So have you ever been kicked out of a Chinese buffet? Or any buffet? I think they're talking about all you can eat is like a normal person, you know, I guess several plates. But the problem with Joel was he didn't have it piled on. My little Aunt Thelma, she loved to go crown. Every time we bring her the brand, we go to College Station to the Golden Corral. And she would just pile it up. I'm telling you, pile it up. I don't know, maybe it was about the last time she went. My friend Julie and her husband Jay went out to some. I guess their kids, her kids came too, and her husband Jay goes, he's passed away a couple of years ago. That little old lady sure can eat, because she's probably like 100 pounds. And then she'd eat that one plate, and then she'd go back, she'd get her another big old plate. Because she would never eat. She didn't know how to cook. Her mom never taught her how to cook. So she know how to open up a can of tomato soup. And that tomato soup would last her a week. Not tomato soup now would last us just one bowl. Most of the time we open up another can. And her and her brother Irvin lived together. They never got married. A lot of people thought they were married, but they wouldn't. And he didn't know how to cook either, because the parents never taught him how to cook. And so that's all she knew how to make was a can of tomato soup. Open up her cornflakes, and she'd open up a little can of orange juice and put in her cereal. And they would sometimes they wanted some toast. They would go down to the Dairy Queen and buy 1 or 2 pieces of bread or hamburger bun. They at least they could do that, put it in the broiler. And I think it's probably about all I know how to do. And most of the time they would get a little baby burger, a little kid meal burger. And they would cut it in half and eat that little kid's meal. And that back then was like, a kid's meal was like 99 cents. And it was ridiculous, because they'd go get like 2 pieces of bread or whatever, or a hamburger bun. It was like $0.25, you know. They need to spend a little bit more and just get the whole hamburger. They wouldn't spend money on a whole meal. They come to my house, man, they would eat. They're starving like dogs. Every Sunday after church, they would leave and go to Waco and go to the Piccadilly. And things about the only time they'd have any real food. And you know, Piccadilly is like a Luby's, where you just go and tell them what you want, like lunch line. And I think the Piccadilly and Luby's should come back, but as a buffet. I don't like having to pay for this and this and this, and they only give you just a tiny bit, and it's ridiculous. And then they'd ride around in the country, and one time they were riding around in the South Fork, where they made Dallas, and they invited this one that was nice, back in the 80s, and they invited him to come up there, and watch him film Dallas, and they became friends with some of the people, and they'd go up there and they're shooting and watching film and stuff, and yeah, you can't do that stuff like that nowadays. I'll tell you what. I should just eat with my fingers. I'm just so full. Joe will be saying, shame on you throwing that good brisket away. I'm trying to eat it. It is delicious. I've tried to teach my kids to cook. They refuse to cook. I was raised to learn how to be a good housewife and be a good wife to my husband. I don't have one. I was never encouraged to go to college. Nothing like that, because I'm like, you don't need that. Your husband's going to take care of you. Don't understand it. Y'all sent my mother and her sister to college. But why do y'all think I was going to be a stay-at-home wife and mother and take care of my husband? That didn't make no sense to me. It's kind of like these are the countries where they have the women, where they marry them off these people, whatever, and you're born, and that's the word. You're gonna be expected when you grow up to marry that person or whatever. They never had nobody picked out for me. And now I'm if I didn't like kind of sneak out and be with my kid's father and stuff, I wouldn't have no kids. And now I'm in a situation now that I'm stuck here at home. My mother is dead. My boys have their own lives or whatever. My youngest is fixing to move out again. So we're fixing to have the den back. And it's just me and my dogs. So my kid's father wanted me to move to Chicago with him. His mom in Zion, Illinois. The problem is she lived in like some kind of retirement apartments or whatever, and you could only stay there for I think a week or two. Then you'd have to get out. And the problem thing too is he wasn't working. I had our oldest son at the time. I don't know, he was like a year old or something. It's like, why in the hell would I leave a house that our son has his own bedroom and stuff, and has his stuff, and to go to another state where you don't have nowhere to live and you don't have a job. Doesn't mean I don't love you. It means I'm looking after our son and me. I said it'd be different if you would come here, back to Texas, and get a job and move in with us, my mother. And he didn't want to do that. So he came back and he went to truck driving school. Or was that in Fort Worth or somewhere? I don't know. I know we drove him to the bus to catch the bus. And I can't remember how many months it was. He did that truck driving. Then the schooling wasn't very long. It was only a few weeks or maybe a couple months or something. And then you had to go out on the road with the instructor for several months, and then they hook you up with a job and a truck and all that. He did that for 4 years. Then one day he quit his job and was like, "Why'd you quit your job?" And he never would tell me what happened. My oldest son, same way. He won't tell me what happened at Walgreens. Why did he quit? And he's come back to see us every few months. Until he went back up to see his mom and in Illinois, and he was up there with his mom and sister. And I don't know if I told you all this or was on the Rich Life that he goes, "Mom's been calling you for several months." He goes, "You need a caller." I was like, "Okay, I'll get to it." But just having a brand new baby, Ashton, and having older ones, I never got to it. The next thing I know, she was calling, leaving messages, and then his sister calls me and tells me that he died, and she goes, "Now you know, mom died a few years ago." It's like, what? She's been calling me, leaving me messages. And I guess after that, I didn't hear back from her. I guess as soon as Robert died, she didn't call me back no more. Leave no messages. Strangest thing. I can't eat no more of this, so I am totally full. I know I'm being naughty not eating that piece of brisket. I just can't eat no more. You can just eat so much. Yeah. But we had a nice barbecue dinner, and I'm so happy that y'all came and joined me. And make sure to click that subscribe button and bell notification and like and leave me a comment. You can share my video, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.